Hey there, Germ readers, and welcome to our second check-in for The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray.
The first step begins with you. Try something different, something new. You decide in spite of fear. You start now, you start here.
So today we're going to be talking about chapters 21 through 40. So let's jump right in with general thoughts and predictions. First of all, we have a new character in this section of the book, Jasper, who I am constantly going in between absolutely loving and being completely grossed out by. I love that he's a peacock. I found that really interesting. For a thief, he has this vibrant plumage. You would think that he'd be super noticeable. So I guess it's almost like a Red Baron type of thing. Like, you know, it's almost like a challenge. I think it's such an appropriate bird too. I don't know, if you've never seen peacocks before, I've seen them at a zoo once and they were kind of just roaming around where the people were, and they were these really beautiful birds, but they were also super intimidating. Like, I didn't want to get in their way at all, and so I think that's just so appropriate for who Jasper is. So we've also been dealing with this dynamic between Ivy and Dorian, how it's been really awkward, and haven't really said much between the two of them except that Ivy has been healing Dorian, and clearly he's grateful, and he does regret hitting her, but there's still that animosity between the two of them. And I feel like at some point in the story they're going to be thrown together in a situation where they just have to move past it altogether and really work together. If that happens, I think it'll be a really interesting situation, because it's really gonna have to come from Dorian. Like, Ivy has done so much for him already, owing him nothing, and you know, clearly he has apologized and he's thanked her, but it's going to take a big gesture on his part to get everyone else back on his side. Another thing I've noticed in this section of the book, and I don't know if it was happening before, but I really noticed it when reading the past couple of days, that there are a lot of fire references. There's a lot, like, just in the way that things are described, it seems like the imagery that we're going to has to do with flame and smoke and things of that nature. I really should go back and see if that was happening as much in the first third that we read, but I don't think it was. I started underlining whenever I saw it, and I just kept underlining. And we'll talk a little bit about that later in the discussion questions as well. Another thing that has been happening a little bit in this middle section that we're in is Caius and Echo are flirting a little bit. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. It's like, I don't know, I'm really kind of uncomfortable with it, and as I mentioned in the previous video, not a fan of unnecessary romance, and I feel like this really is. But I think this has something to do with the locket. I have this theory that there's a part of Rose, or Rose's spirit, that is attached to the locket, and so I think that's having an effect on them. But I don't know, it might just be that here's another twist in the story, but I really hope it's not that. I really hope that there isn't an actual romance between the two of them. But that's my opinion. Maybe you feel differently. So let's get into our discussion questions. On the same night, both Echo and Caius have very vivid dreams or visions. What can we draw from these two perspectives? So I thought it was interesting that they had very different dreams, but there were a lot of parallels between the two. They both kind of start out with their own tragedy in their past. You know, for Echo it was her biological parents. For Caius it was Rose. And then the dream progresses in the person that helped them move on. For Echo that was Theala. And for Caius, I think he was seeing the library where Echo lives. And I think that's because Echo is kind of helping him move on past Rose. Again, hopefully not in a romantic way, for me at least. But I think that she's really helping him see that, you know, it's okay that he can be kind of selfish in his wants. Like, even when they were at the Met, she asked him why he wanted the Firebird, why he wanted to end the war, and you know, he just kind of comes up with, well, for the greater good. And she prods a little deeper. She's like, well, no one's that selfless. You have to have another reason. So she's kind of telling him that, you know, it's okay that you feel this way. You should recognize and understand yourself. So I think he's still in the process of moving on, and I do think that Echo is the one who's helping him with that. Another parallel is that both the dreams seem to end with either smoke or fire. In Caius' dream specifically, he's told that if he fails, that's how it will end, in flames. And I don't think that's actually said in Echo's, but she does have smoke that she kind of chokes on. You know, the parallel isn't lost on me that they're searching for the Firebird and that it's all seeming to end in flames. So I think that's kind of a foreshadowing or a prophecy, if you will, that even if and when they find the Firebird, there's still going to be struggle. You know, they're both wanting the same end game, but they have different process for getting there. Caius is going to want to take it to his people, and Echo's going to want to take it to the Avacyn. So it's going to be really interesting that even when they finally get the thing they've been searching for, there's still going to be this struggle between them. You know, the Firebird isn't good or evil. It can do great, but that doesn't mean good. So I think no matter what, this is going to end in flames, whether that's good or bad. So for our second question, Caius' locket has an effect on Echo, helping her to find new clues. Why do you think it hasn't done that for Caius? So it's kind of interesting that as they're searching with the locket in hand, Echo just knows where to go. She can just feel it, and she can't even really explain the effect that it's having. It's almost kind of like she's the chosen one without being the chosen one, without there being a prophecy or anything saying that it has to be one person, and yet it's not doing that for Caius. I don't know, I have a couple trains of thought for that. Like, maybe he's too close, like the locket has a sentimental value for him, so maybe that's the only way he can see it. He's not really associating it with finding the Firebird, it's only associated with Rose for him. So it could be simply the desire while holding the locket. For Echo, she wants the Firebird, and so it's helping her get there. So I also go back to my theory that Rose is a part of the locket in some way, and so it could be that she knows that Caius will be searching for the Firebird, but she wants someone to go with him. So he can't feel it, he can't find it on his own. It's in whoever's with him, you know, because we've only seen Echo and Caius holding the locket while searching for the clues. So maybe if Dorian went with him, he would feel that impulse. Or it could just be Echo. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think. So that's it for our discussion on this section of the book. Don't forget that on July 30th, the last day of the month, we will be going through chapters 41 through the end, which I believe is 59. Also, a very exciting announcement. Melissa Gray, the author of our book, has agreed to do an interview with Germ, and I want your guys' question to ask her. So while you're reading, if you think of any questions that you want Melissa Gray to answer, you can send them to me. I am at Shelbalina on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, and I'll put those links below so you can find me there and just send those questions to me. Or you can email me at shelby@germmagazine.com. But I definitely want you guys to have a say on the questions that are being asked. So send those to me. I'll put them all together and include them in my interview with her. So thanks so much. I will see you guys in the next 10 days, having finished the book, and I'm sure we will have a ton to talk about, and I will see you then. Bye.